them on a winner. Yeah, the believer.
Give thanks, and when me a bleed. Set speed, I carry on now. Big man in town, them shoulda know say me I keep it crown, yeah. Plant seeds, work feed. Well, enough of them want ready born. When the food gone so long, them run. And them can't be found, still man fight the fight, me not giving. Day and night, me keep on building. Way of life, me breathe out, breathing. Oh, 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 oh. Tell them I'm a winner, yeah. Not pop down, not Joe, not turn in a sinner. Oh, man still a believer. Even if me get knocked down, me keep the bounce. Now see me front, you got me from a little and a grow. Come on a winner, yeah. Still a believer.
What's up, everybody? We are here. I am here. I'm here. This is Friday with the Fellas. I'm your host, Sonja. These are the Fellas, JTrain and JTrain. Before we even go any further, I want to just give JTrain and JTrain props for holding it down this whole week while I've been MIA. Thank you so much, guys. I've had an opportunity to keep up with some of the snippets through some reels. Shout out to Pink Fan Fur for doing those. But the production of JTrain and just the mechanics and all the meshing, you know, the maturation and blossoming of this, I owe you guys so much. So thank you so much. And thank you everybody for the inboxes and you know, inspiration this week. As y'all know, I'm in school and it's a different animal working on this doctorate. And so I'm not as present as I'd like to be. My nights are extremely long and my days are extremely early. But I'm so grateful to be here tonight. And I will be on every Friday as much as I can be. And, you know, and then, you know, we'll get the breaks here and there and all that stuff. So thanks for everybody for the likes, love, shares. Shout out, as always, to Elite Sports Entertainment Network for hosting us on your platform. We always going to give a shout out to National Streaming Sports, who was founded by our friend Mac and Miss Linda as well. And y'all, it is officially second week of the preseason. And right now the Falcons are playing the Titans. They're tightening those Falcons up. Well, it looks like the Falcons may be trying to come back. Typical Falcons, they love to try to come back. They are 10-13 is the score right now in the third quarter, 12-15 to go. I know people don't put a lot of stock. Yeah, I know they don't put a lot of stock into the preseason, guys. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I don't. I'm one of those people that don't.
At all.
It is what it is. I just watch the rookies. I kind of watch like you know, whatever your team is basically got to struggle with during the regular season. I see how they gel together. Like for the Lions, it's their offensive line because they lost Frank Ragnow. So I want to see and then we got two rookies in there. Well, a rookie and a half, I would take it. But I want to see how the offensive line does and then all the rookies that we got. So that's basically what I watch it for. I don't care if the Lions get beat or they win. I don't care either way. Don't make a difference to me. As long as nobody gets hurt.
Yeah. What about you, JTrain? I mean, a little bit, right? What's up, Mad Yenza? Hi. What's up, Jagoff?
Preseason gives a little bit of false hope, but it only does that when the team is coming off of really, I mean, you know, a team was a loser team from the beginning and they win preseason games. And so you, at that moment, you're like, okay, are they any better than what they were? Did they make any moves that made it seem like they were any better than what they were? For instance, Dallas. Do we know Dallas is going to be any better than what they were last year? I mean, hopefully. Injuries to Dak and CeeDee Lamb, maybe they're better now, but they haven't played in preseason. And there's one less game in preseason now. So there's not enough room. So I agree with Bishrillah from that perspective, meaning the rookies, you want to see them play. You want to see these guys or the free agents or people who are trying to make the team that haven't played, they're undrafted. You want to see a lot of those guys come out and play smash mouth. You want to, like, for instance, the Saints. The Saints got Kelvin Banks Jr., the number 9th overall pick. I didn't see much that I really liked from the Saints overall as a team in the preseason game they just played last week. But when I saw some footage of Kelvin Banks Jr. and what he was doing to every player that was coming up against him, his footwork, his mechanics, the strength, the power to get off, everything just popped off the screen. And that's what I wanted to see. And I want to see if that's going to translate into the regular season. I think it is because you just see, I mean, the man just pops off the screen and he's a tackle. He's a left tackle, blind side. This is the guy you want to have as a franchise guy for 10 years for your quarterback. And that's what I wanted to see. So
I thought I get that, and I thought I said jag off. You know, I'm a Southerner. You may probably just didn't hear the G. I definitely didn't say the C. Thank you, Yenzer. I mean, I will say I caught a little bit, and I do mean a little bit, of the Shador Sanders debut. We haven't talked since that, y'all. I haven't been with you all since that. I know that was a week ago for y'all, but for me, I haven't had a chance to really talk with you guys, even limited in the chat. You know, I was very impressed with Shador Sanders' debut as an NFL. I mean, he literally shut these naysayers down. I know if anybody wants to go back in our box of archives and be like, wait a minute, why is she sounding so excited about talking about Shador? She was like so against his behavior. Listen, anytime you could put up the level of play and, as they say, back up how you talk, so be it. And I just saw the Browns issued a statement that Dylan Gabriel has some type of hip injury or something now. And so Shador's going to be playing in his next game, right, guys?
No.
no,
Hurt.
he's got an oblique strain. He has an oblique strain. Shador Sanders.
So so I clearly read that wrong. So he's the one that's questionable about not starting.
Well, Dylan Gabriel still has a hip, but he has a chance not to play, but he'll probably play. And they have Huntley. It's going to be him and Huntley playing.
Well, I guess this is why you have 10 quarterbacks, because they're going to go down the second week of the preseason. I mean, that's because, you know, y'all can say what you want to say, but that Carolina defense literally did look, you know, halfway decent. They look pretty decent. The offense looked good. You know? I'm glad you guys can laugh. Like you said, you don't put a lot in the preseason, though, right?
Yeah, well.
All right. Well,
it's okay.
I will say this, okay? I was impressed with how the Panthers looked. They didn't look terribly bad. They looked like they had some solid ball control. And, you know, they only put Bryce in a little bit. Oh, wow. He did? Okay. He went super try hard. Yeah, because he's trying to play for his space. And by the way, small plug to his brother Shiloh. He made the 4th string safety for the Buccaneers. So congratulations to Shiloh. Let me just say this real quick.
So far.
What are y'all's thoughts? I get, you know, Deion wants his guys to be the best. I felt a little bad. It was Deion Sanders' birthday. Happy birthday, Prime, if you ever see this. And Shiloh wanted to give him his game jersey for his birthday. And Deion said he didn't want it. He said he didn't want it. I guess it wasn't up to par. So Shiloh gave it to his mom. And there's a video clip that Shiloh put out, and he's very transparent. He's like, you know, I try to give it to my dad. My dad said he doesn't want it. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, I get tough love, but that kind of hurt my feelings a little bit.
Because he probably you want to go, B?
No, go ahead.
I mean, Deion Sanders is about excellence. And so being 4th string in the undrafted, he wants to see the best out of him when he gets to, if he's going to get to a certain place, maybe he'll take a jersey at that point. And he's not, look, I like the perspective of Deion. I think Deion and Shador are more alike than anything. Shador didn't even want him to come to his game.
Yeah.
You know, because he felt like he where he wasn't where he needed to be, and he thinks he can do a lot better. And I can respect that. And I can respect what Deion said in regards to the jersey. I don't know the whole story. There's only one side that's being told. I mean, you know, there's always, you know, the old adage, there's 3 sides to a story: his side, and the truth. So I don't know fully everything about that. But again, Deion always has, I think he always has his sons, both of them, their best interests at heart. So that's to me, that's what matters.
For your thoughts, B?
Well, as far as Shador and not telling his dad not to show up, I think that was more of a distraction thing, not him. I'm going to be good. I want my dad to see me when I'm playing. F that. He didn't want his dad to show because it'd be a distraction. And I really do think Shador, and you can still love your parents, but sometimes you have to get away from your parents. And I think this is what he's trying to do with his dad. He's like, Dad, I love you. You helped me through college. You got me to this point, but I have to detach the umbilical cord and go on my own now. So I got to do what I got to do. And I think that, and Shiloh is different because he's looking for more approval from his pops because his pops really isn't giving him that approval. So in a way, you kind of are. I mean, you are right there, James, that Shador and Dion probably more matched themselves, matched together than Dion and Shiloh. So it's more like Shiloh is the mama's boy and Shador is daddy's boy. So there you go. It's okay though, as long as they all recognize each other at the end of the day and they all give love to each other. That's all I care. It's family,
Maybe that's why I have like a softer heart for Shiloh. He just has such a less tough exterior. Yenzer, speaking of Aaron Rodgers came out and basically said, he's shutting down the naysayers and don't worry, he won't be on the field much longer. I mean, he's literally speaking it into existence. You guys think that this is his only season he plays?
I don't know. It depends how successful he is the first year with Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers is funny.
You only got to win your contract.
He's a funny acting guy. He's a funny acting guy. I don't know.
He didn't know if he wanted to play when he was at Green Bay, and that's a few years ago. So I'm like, I can't take nothing he says seriously. I really just need to see them win. I need to see him play on the field. Just stop talking. Just go play.
Yeah. So, guys, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, but I'm frozen, right?
No, not anymore. Not anymore. There you go.
Yeah, I had to get rid of my backdrop. It's acting crazy. I'm still frozen. I'll be back, guys.
Yeah, you're still.
So,
all right.
I don't know what's happening here. So yeah, you guys, Lisa's a cute still shot of me.
Yes, it is.
I'll be back, guys.
Right now, the Falcons have just tied the Titans. It's 13-13. They got a fumble recovery on a kickoff, and they kicked the field goal because they couldn't move the ball any further than they did. Of course, this is in the third quarter, so.
So, B, I haven't been watching that game. My curiosity is towards the two high first round draft picks for the Falcons in both Jalen Walker and the Tennessee defensive end. I always forget this kid's name. Is it Verse?
Pierce.
Yes, Pierce.
Yeah.
James Pierce. Yeah. Have they played any?
Yeah, James Pierce played in the game against the Lions. I think
they both did, but they didn't record anything though, right?
No, James. They shut them both out. Well, I think they played both of them interveniently. They didn't play them at the same time. So, like, I think they played Jalen after they played Pierce, and Pierce, there she is. And then Pierce didn't do anything because the Lions were very effective in their offensive line, shutting him down. They just slid the line down to shut him down because that's who the Lions wanted in the draft, but they didn't get him. So they understand his talent. So they did a very good job doing that. And they didn't have a starting offensive line on. The only person that was the starter was Tate Ratledge, and that was the rookie. And they wanted to put him out there. So the whole line was not even starters. They were just secondary. So they did a pretty good job against them. I haven't watched the first half. I didn't watch but the end of the second half of this or second quarter of this game. So I can't tell you too much. I know Cam Ward did pretty well. I don't know who did it in the beginning of the game. I don't know if Penix threw it. I don't know if Penix started and he threw an interception, a pick six. Somebody threw a pick six. It had to be Atlanta because they were up.
That's what they do too.
Tennessee, yeah. So,
Tennessee.
Tennessee was the one that got the pick six, and so I don't know if Penix is the one that threw it though. Could have been.
Speaking of Atlanta,
I don't think Cousin wasn't playing either. You're muted.
It wasn't Penix. It was a Stick, or what's the kid's name?
Easton Stick.
Easton Stick. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, can you guys hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Excellent.
I'm telling you, I never have no computer issues whatsoever until I get on this live stream. This is crazy. And you guys saw me talking to you before the live with no problem.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so this is my thing. So we got to insert some fun here. By the way, I love the new name of the unprofessional professional sports show, guys. I love that. I saw a little bit of that in between, so super fun. You guys make sure you check them out on Wednesdays at 6, and they're also together on Sundays at 8 for the big Sunday morning sports show, and then on Saturday they have the great debate show with Jack Hurst joining them, and of course. Bistro is moving over to, I think it's Tuesday night. Tuesday night.
7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, by the way. We changed that
7
time.
p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the One A Cheek, Three Toes show. And just a lot of shows. And of course, Prim and Proper. I know I announced earlier that it would be doing a change. It will not be doing a change. It'll be going back to Wednesdays at 9 p.m. So I want to insert real quick while we're having everybody jump on. So a Savannah news station right here in Georgia, of all places, so you should think they would know better. I'm pretty sure an editor lost their job today after making a crucial error with Michael Penix Jr.'s name. You guys can Google it, fact check it. Sports Illustrated quoted it as saying the most unfortunate accident. They spelled his last name as penis, guys. And I've been waiting for that to happen. I mean, the Falcons slogan is rise up. I mean, this just could go so many ways. I literally thought someone was being funny, but no, it literally happened in Savannah on a press conference they were doing with him, and they had it big as day. So you guys thoughts? I mean, were you shocked on that? Like, I don't even know. How do you say you guys thoughts on that? How do you add?
They had it on their biggest day. That was good too. I like that one. That was good.
Yeah. How can I ask a guy? Well, what's your thoughts on another guy being referred to as? I don't know. I guess I need to get a retake. Yeah, it wasn't said. It was
written.
Printed. Yeah, it was written that way. Yeah.
The caption.
They literally wanted to put the dirty in the dirty South.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
By putting.
Check it out, guys. We have it on all our platforms. I've shared it everywhere I could. You hear me? I wanted to get it out. I mean, especially when I thought about the slogan "Rise Up." I'm like, you know what?
And to have Junior at the end of it.
Oh
yeah, that's the hilarious part of it. What Kevo just didn't realize either.
I didn't even think about that. You guys made me almost get straight on my coffee. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Penis Junior. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So that's not going to go away anytime soon. It's probably going to be someone's sign when the first of the season really kicks off. If I wasn't so devout as a Christian, I'd make a sign and take it into a Falcons game when I go. And I still may do it because it's not a bad word. It's a human anatomy. But yeah, I don't know, guys. Like, Nothing. You can't do anything and get away with it anymore.
Right. I mean, and also, so you mean as a senior too?
Yeah, as a senior. Well, he said he's big Penix energy. You guys remember Ryan Clark got in trouble for saying that on College Game Day.
Yes.
And he was like but when he said it, he misspoke and said the wrong word too. And he was like, yeah, he's got that big penis energy. And it was immediate. Like, I remember hitting rewind on my DVR. Like, did he really just say that?
Mm-hmm.
Pause, Ryan. Really pause.
Yeah, he got okay. The Titans just got a touchdown. They tightening up. That game is here in Atlanta, by the way. If you guys want to drive by the beautiful Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I will give them props. That stadium is amazing. It's really pretty.
Beautiful.
I was super excited for them when they got it. I remember riding downtown being like, wow, because they were going to the Super Bowl. I was like, well, they got a new stadium. So if they get it, I'll give it to them. All right. So, of course, later on, we got the that's
Jamar Jefferson who got that touchdown. Jamar Jefferson used to play for the Lions.
Now,
There you go.
it's a lot of people in the stands for just because those tickets are like $10 tonight. Um, JTrain. Now, when I got kicked out earlier, did you guys already talk about the Saints game?
No, we did not. It was the Saints played the Chargers, the LA Chargers, and they had some of their starters in the beginning of the game, and so did the Chargers. Rattler did okay. He was like 7 for 11 for 53 yards. They didn't give him much to do. It was a lot of vanilla offense. And then Tyler Shuck came out and he threw a pick
Do a pick
six.
six.
He
Mhm.
threw a pick six, but then came back and threw a 54-yard bomb to
Oh,
Mason Tipton out of Yale, yeah, second year
oh,
player out of Yale, and got Penix Saints got the clap. Yeah, yes, we do have clap, but the clap has been taken out, so
Yes.
there's no clap for this season.
No
Clap
clap.
will come back next season as we go out unprotected. But the thing is,
wait, you guys had a player last name Clap?
yes, his name is
Will clap.
Will
Will
Clapp.
clap.
Oh,
Mm.
yeah.
Yes,
There you go.
Will Clapp. I will clap right now. But
If-
Clapp,
Will clap if he's in it.
uh, the irony of Clapp is that he's an offensive lineman, so he's
Oh,
meant to protect, but no protection, you get Clapp. I mean, I guess whatever.
okay. Yeah, well, all right. So, and I
He's
know you guys had joint
James, you are fumbling through that so bad.
so bad, so bad.
So bad.
I will
But
say I
but
did see.
just
Go ahead,
So just to
Jay.
say, the Saints played, and Tyler Shuck again threw a 54-yard touchdown bomb. We'll see. I think there's a heated battle between both Rattler and Tyler Shuck in training camp, and one of them will be named the starter pretty soon.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I saw you guys had some joint practices with them as well. So kudos for that. The Panthers, of course, playing tomorrow, 1 in the afternoon against the Texans. And by the way, before you guys try to throw out insults or say that possibly this was just said because of the relationship that these two gentlemen have, CJ Stroud said that Bryce Young is possibly the best quarterback he's seen. So
Who's
you've
that?
been warned.
Well,
What's
I
that
read
name?
the article. They both played. They're in joint practices. Is C.J. Stroud talking about
Oh,
Bryce Young? I mean,
And
they've
he's
been
known him
playing
since he was
against
like
each other since
15.
they're middle school. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely.
Yeah,
They're
so
both
he
from
may just
California.
giving them a shout out or what have you. Of course, the Chicago Bears and Buffalo Bills had a joint practice today with rookie quarterback Caleb Williams reportedly excelling in red zone drills. I don't know why they're referring to him still as a rookie. I guess I don't know. But nonetheless, yeah. Several teams were holding joint practices to get a different look at some of the players they got in. We've already talked about the Saints, of course, with the Rams yesterday, and then the Colts and the Packers also. One big note that we have to say as we're getting here, this time is spiraling. Brandon Scherf, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly,
sure.
retired from the NFL after 5-time Pro Bowls he's gotten. Super excited for him because he was unsigned since the spring, guys, and he just decided to leave on his own terms. 10-season career. It was revealed in an interview that he actually did for the University of Iowa football program's website as part of his induction into the Iowa Athletics Hall of Fame. So he didn't even make a big deal of this. He was a 5-time Pro Bowl guard and first team All Pro in 2020. Selected fifth overall in the 2015 NFL draft by the Commanders, where he played for 7 seasons, and then he spent the last 3 seasons with the Jaguars. He became a free agent, like I said, in the spring around March, and did not sign with any team before just basically saying he was out. In his interview, he did express gratitude for his career, stating that it was a dream come true and that he was forever grateful for the opportunity. Guys, that's still pretty young. I mean, we're hearing a lot of these players. I guess they're seeing the bigger picture about the care that the NFL does not really have for them. And they're just not staying in like the years we used to see when our parents were watching the game.
Pretty much. It's they're getting these players are getting a lot smarter about their playing time and seeing a lot of guys from the past get CTE or or have functional things that are a problem later on in life. 10 years is about what any football player should be lasting. Period. I think once they come out of college, 10 years, just get out after that 10 years. I mean, there's players right now that have already said that they're going to retire at a certain age in football. So, I mean, that's good as long as you know how to handle your money, which is another problem some of these football players have. Yeah, you manage your money well, and you can come out of there with a big lump sum of money and start a business. I mean, you went to college, put your college degree to some use. There you go.
I mean, I agree with you in that sense. I want to expound upon that. I think that a lot of these guys have a better knowledge now. Not only do they have a better knowledge of the game and understanding, obviously, information about CTE, losing cognitive ability, uh, anxiety, depression. As a matter of fact, there was an article that's funny you mentioned that, Sonya. An article that was put out. I sent it to everybody in our feed.
I
It was
gotta go back
about
and catch up.
about yeah about everybody. There was a study showing in 1988 1,532 players that they were able to contact, how they felt about playing in the NFL, and how long they played. There were things about players having, in the past 3 months, having pain, uh, not being able to do a lot of activities anymore like they were able to do because of lingering injuries, the loss of cognition. I mean, being able to have the cognitive ability, depression, anxiety, many different things. And yet, if they can do it over again, most of them said they would still do it. They would still do
That's
it because it's
wild.
their love of the game. And I just think now players have a lot better options because they're paid a lot more money. I think a lot of guys back then had to work and continue to work because they weren't paid as much as they are now. Now, mind you, I think financial literacy plays a role in that as well. A lot of guys probably made a good money back then. If you made $1 million a year back then, that was a lot of money, in the 80s. That was a crap ton of money. You were one of the more premium players. And a lot of those guys probably had financial literacy, but some of them, I mean, some did, most probably didn't. And a lot of guys probably spent all their money up on just dumb stuff like cars and everything else. I don't want to say. But now guys are making so much money and making hand over fist, and they have more knowledge of it. They have the ability to say, you know what, I can call it quits when I want to. I don't need to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't. I think the majority of this is that I want to take care of my family. I want a legacy, to be able to leave life changing wealth to my family, my kids, and I can move forward. And I think that's honorable, and that's legit. I wouldn't knock anybody for saying they want to quit after 7 years.
I'm just gonna say this. A lot of you guys, a lot of the people that watch my show also, and I know JTrain, you and Bistrilla, also follow like my fitness journey. And for a while, I was working out like 5 days a week. And you guys have noticed there's no new videos. So there hasn't been any new videos for a couple of weeks. So even before school started. But what you guys didn't realize, I suffered a knee injury. In fact, I'm waiting on an MRI now. And my knee, I literally am sitting here right now with a heating pad on it. It hurts round the clock. Um, I have a noticeable limp. What's up, ignorant thinkers? Noticeable limp and
Hello,
everything.
Dennis. Dennis.
Hey, Dennis. Hey, guys, what's up? Hey,
Yeah,
that's
Friday
great.
night
Thank you
is
guys.
our
Please share the
is our
live.
time.
Please share and
Yeah.
support, and make sure you hit the thumbs up so that people can know we're live. And I was just thinking about this very thing. Not that I'm making it about me, but all of us over here in the 5 Decades Club. And I just remember just yesterday thinking, okay, this has got to be a combination of just accidents I've had over the years, and no pills I'm taking is helping, no supplements I'm taking is helping. The heating or the icing is only temporary. I was up 2 nights ago until 5 in the morning because the pain was so immense between that and my shoulder. And I actually went to the gym the day before because I was like, maybe I could do a modified, but I didn't record it because I knew I was limping. And I didn't want to portray that. So now I'm not doing anything. And I say all that to say, these guys are having 11 weeks of constant car accidents on the field. They are literally being in an accident over and over and over again. And it's almost equivalent because when you got men weighing 300 pounds plus and there's 10 of them falling on you at any given time, that's the equivalent of like a car. They are putting their bodies into this. And I literally thought about that. Hi, Wade. Thank you so much. And, I just thought about it. If you're putting your body under that, and I remember one of the accidents I was in, I had hundreds of thousands of medical bills. And so it settled for that. And I remember thinking, okay, I'm going to be set. I'm going to do this, that, and the third. Y'all, no amount of money, it's just not the same. I see now why when they pay forward for pain and suffering in the future, because they know you're going to have it. I'm supposed to get a injection every 18 months to 2 years for life in my shoulder. And that's why it's been bothering me so bad, because I haven't had one in 3 years because I'm trying not to do that. I don't like to get on medicine and be on any type of regime that I'm putting something into my body. I just don't believe that's what we're supposed to do. But I literally just thought about this. These athletes that are, going through this is the reason why. Because they realize, like y'all said, they can't play with their kids. They can't get out there and do, these little dance challenges and stuff like that. Because one thing about it, no amount of money will overrule nature. And we're all going to age unless we don't age, unless we're not here. And you can't undo that. So if you've already put your body through way more stuff, such as an athlete, and then, I think I heard somewhere that the NFL doesn't give insurance for life. Like, you're responsible for that, your medical stuff, after you leave the league. And so who wants to be in pain? Like, who wants that? I don't blame them.
No, I agree. I mean, but at the same time, again, a lot of these guys, like I said, in that particular article I read, the majority said they would do it all over again.
That's what's crazy. That's why I commented the way I did, because I was like, I wouldn't.
Right.
I know people, they see dollar signs. I just wouldn't. I was thinking about, literally, if I could have picked between selling a case and, using some money to get out of debt because I had so much hospital bills and not being in pain, I would pay the bills than to be in pain, because some days it's hard for me to do regular day-to-day stuff. And it shouldn't be at 50. It should not be. That's to older people. They're still like, you're still young, And then so that's why it's so important for me to try to work out and try to get back on point, because I realize I've got all this muscle stiffness. Like, it's crazy. And if you don't catch it now, it just worsens. So that's really crazy, But hey, if it's all about the money and, they haven't been super sore and maybe they're doing this, what is it, cryotherapy now? I heard that's really good. I'm looking into that, where you get into a freezer for 3 to 5 minutes under sub-zero temperatures. They give you hat and socks and stuff for your extremities. But they say it's really good for muscle recovery. I'm thinking about it. I might go live when I do it, y'all.
Oh, Lord. You can get in an ice tub. That's what I got, ice tubs.
I saw that.
Same thing.
I saw that. So if I empty out my freezer and just buy bags and bags of ice in my tub, I could do it at home for free, right?
There you go. Works.
Yeah. I need to call somebody before I do that, just to make sure I'm able to get out of there and I don't go into hypothermia. But that's really a good point, guys. I mean, super interesting. All right. So we're at the halfway mark. We've talked about NFL a lot. You guys know what it is. Stay up with your teams and see what's going on and all that good stuff. I really want to talk about the big news, NCAA news, y'all. Jim Harbaugh. Oh, was it John? I always mix them up when I start talking about them.
You got it right, Jim.
Yeah, Jim. Michigan case is finally over with. And it looks, I mean, of course, for Michigan fans, they're a little salty about what happened, XYZ. But the NCAA decided they were just going to fine Michigan. They issued a significant fine against the University of Michigan and a 10-year show cause order for former head coach Jim Harbaugh and a 1-game suspension for their current coach, Sharon Moore, as part of their sign stealing scandal.
Well, 2 of those
First of
games are
all,
self-imposed.
Is it really that serious?
It's dumb. This whole thing was dumb. And then on top of it, what's not making it any better, this case ain't over because Michigan wants to appeal it for some stupid reason. Dude, you really got to slap on a wrist. Don't try to take this out anymore because you think you're trying to be some sort of moral clause. I don't know what's going on with that whole situation. But, 10 years for Harbaugh, he ain't coming back to college. Mm-hmm. He found his place in the NFL. I think this was all planned by him anyway. And then on top of that, Shamar is going to be suspended by Michigan for 2 games, and then he's going to have to serve his other one next year, which is hilarious. Yeah, his next 2026 is his next suspended game. And they fined the school $20 million basically off a bowl. So if they get into a bowl, then it already goes. They already pay half of it anyway to the NCAA or to the Big Ten, whatever it goes, that money. So they really didn't do nothing to Michigan, and it shouldn't. Ohio State's been doing this for a long time. See, we had this discussion, and I think I talked to Keith. We were talking to Keith about it because Keith is a real good college person.
I wonder if Fern's out there watching.
I was just thinking about him. Fern pretends he's busy until the show comes on.
Yeah.
And Fern, you can always just come on like you do sometimes. We are
chime in. Chime in.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
So anyway. You guys think that this, what does this mean about the future of the NCAA's enforcement of rules? Especially in the wake of the NIL and the transfer portal stuff. We've seen a lot going on with NCAA during the offseason.
This is what they've been doing for a long time. This is nothing new.
The NCAA is hypocritical.
Yeah, they're doing this stuff all the damn time. They do it all the time. It's nothing that I didn't expect them to do. Fine them and give some people some suspensions and not have them play football, coach football. These guys don't care about that. Jim is already out of, he's in the NFL.
Yeah,
doesn't care about Michigan no more.
They know, the NCAA knows. They always, what I mean by hypocritical is they know that these kids, these Power 5 schools, before NIL, they had the underground NIL. They know these kids were getting paid. They knew all this. They just turned a blind eye. It's like baseball in the steroid era. You knew these guys were doing steroids. As a matter of fact, you probably encouraged it because you knew it would get a lot of press. So my thing is with this, I don't think there's anything wrong with the sign stealing. I think there's something wrong with people who are showing their hand. To me, the sign stealing is just a chess move. Why? If you put a hot dog in front of my face with some chili and some onions and peppers and everything else on it, of course I might want to eat it if it's in front of me. I don't understand how that's a problem. You're doing the signs and I can't look and see what you're doing. It's a chess move. To me, it's chess. I'm figuring out a way to beat you. You're showing me the signs. I say, okay, if I can figure that out, then I should be able to play against that. I figure out a better way to hide your hand. Are you playing poker? Why would you show your hand to your opponent? Don't show your hand to your opponent because you're going to lose. They know what you're playing with.
I think the assessment that me and Keith came up with too, because he thought it was pretty dumb. Ohio State's been doing this for a long time to Michigan. They go to Rutgers games to see Rutgers play Michigan and find out. That's been going on too. So whatever. It goes on in baseball. It goes on in football. It goes on in basketball in some type of way. Every sport, somebody's trying to cheat. Okay? And if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
You ain't winning. And you ain't winning.
If you ain't first, you're last. That's my favorite saying from Talladega Nights.
But go ahead. But what I was saying for Keith, though, I think what we came to the it's any team that gets put under scrutiny, and Michigan kind of did this to themselves because they impose stuff on themselves when this happened. So the NCAA is like, since you did that, maybe we need to jump in there. And see, that's what happens when you bring attention onto yourself, more attention comes onto you. So you could take any of these teams in college, any of the power 25, 30, whatever, how many power schools there are, Division I schools there are, and put them under a microscope, and you would find a case of cheating every time, whether it be Alabama, whether it be Georgia, whether it be LSU, sorry, James, whether it be Michigan, whether it be Ohio State, whether it be Michigan State, Indiana, any of these teams. You know, it doesn't make a difference. Everybody has some form of cheating one way or another, or stealing signs in some way. It's been going on since the dawn of time. And the NCAA just looks dumb when they do these kind of things because you're not doing nothing. You're imposing sanctions on people that don't even play not even in the game anymore in the NCAA. You're billing Michigan $20 million, but they probably make 5 times that much in 4 or 5 games. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that stealing signs is kind of like a jokey type thing. I don't even know why that's treated so seriously.
And for our fans out there, anybody that just put this plug in real quick. For those that you don't know what a show cause is for Jim Harbaugh has a 10-year show cause, and what a show cause is a team that wants to hire him has to show cause as to why or they want to hire him. They have to say they give a good reason. So the NCAA will make it very difficult for him to find a job in college during the next 10 years, and that doesn't start until August 7th, 2028. I think because he has a 4-year. He's already under show cause for 4 years
dang.
already. Yes.
So basically, he's done in the NCAA. And when they said show cause, I was wondering like how they were using that because that's a legal term, like for courts when they set up a show cause here. And I was like, what? So wow. And the fact that they're waiting 3 years, we will not see him in the NCAA is what this is basically saying. I mean, he's not coming back. So, and it doesn't even start. So that's basically 13 years when you add the 3 that he's got to wait for it to start. So, and he's, probably not going to stay in there too long at all anyway.
Won't be in the NFL for that long, so he's going to retire.
I like how you segued earlier into LSU because this leads to our next story, and it's a very dark story. In the NCAA, JT Lindsey, JTrain, another JT, a major story out of LSU football. He's a freshman running back. Was arrested on 2 felony counts of being an accessory after the fact to second-degree murder. These charges stem from him allegedly harboring 2 of his friends who were wanted for murder in his dormitory room. His attorney, of course, he has an attorney now, has said he was unaware that the individuals were murder suspects. He's been suspended indefinitely, but the twist is this. You were unaware that they were murder suspects, but they found multiple assault weapons in your room, but you didn't know. So, I mean, this story, of course, has a lot of angles around it, player responsibility, team conduct policies, and the circle of friends that you keep. I mean, the message that LSU coach Brian Kelly, that's what he gave to this team. This team is still reeling from the loss they just had with the young man Kyron
Lacy
ago. Yes. And now once again, to have that, but it's one thing to have somebody at your house and you not know. But they found not 1, not 2, but multiple assault weapons, which are illegal, by the way. That right there is enough without the murder charges to be under arrest because, and this guy's underage to have a weapon of that type. I don't know 100% about Louisiana law, but I'm pretty sure assault weapons are illegal in most states.
Forget the state, the dorm. It's on the school property. There's no way it should have been. 2 AR-15s were found in the room. AR, if those of you who don't know what AR-15 is, an assault rifle. It's like
Mhm.
kind of like the equivalent of an M16 where we shoot in the army. And nobody should be walking on the street with an M16, but let alone, two kids coming in there, and that he's harboring. And he said he had nothing to do with it. He had no idea what they had done. And this is why I have the problem with when I read the article. When the police said they found the AR-15s in a room, that's the problem. There has to be an alarm says I got my friends coming here, but why do they have AR-15s with them? That doesn't make sense. So I'm going to say, okay,
Those
this
guns
is
are
my
big. It's not
scholarship.
like you didn't see them.
Man, you know
This
damn
is,
well he knew what was going on. He
of
was harboring
course,
the
of
guys just
course.
like a. Come
I
on.
talked to a buddy of mine who's the police down there, and he has a good source that says it's all intents and purposes he knew what they had,
Mhm.
and they he's in trouble. So
Mhm. And I'm gonna tell you this is really, let me put a small plug in to Officer Rose from the DeKalb County Police agency that was unalived here in Atlanta last week by I want to say he was trying to be a terrorist. He shot up CDC. They said they had over 180 windows that were shot out, and just I know officers that I've talked to that have specifics about what happened, but this officer was basically the first on the scene and just got lit up as he was arriving, and he was able to get out of his car and basically stumbled to the ground. They weren't even able to get to him, other officers getting there, because there were over 500 shots that this guy shot from the CVS that's adjacent to CDC and Emory University. So prayers for him, and definitely prayers for his mother and his brother and his family, his wife. They have a baby on the way, a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. And this officer was a fellow Marine. He was in another agency, had just joined this police department last September, and actually was just freed to be on his own within the last couple of months. They have a program that you team up with another officer for a few weeks. It's the FTO, Field Training Officer Program, and once you're released, you're on your own. But it was a blind spot for him when he was driving up to be the first on the scene, but it was advantageous to the shooter. So the shooter was able to spot him. And the saddest part is, as if this wasn't sad enough, was when they interviewed his mother. She was a nurse with Emory Hospital for over 30 years, and he had grown up going to the Christmas parties that Emory was having. And so when he was injured, all the doctors and nurses that were attending him were friends of hers, and they were texting her, letting her know she needed to get to the hospital. And so he was with friends when he, finally crossed over. So things like that, we should not have ARs anywhere, like you said. And then on a college dorm, school, shootings happen. It's almost like we are, in an era where it's almost like, okay, like you don't even get shocked anymore about it. You're just like, it's so desensitized because this is just the norm. And there's always too many guns on the street and no one is regulating them. There's no way. There's no way. They have cop buyback programs all the time, but no one's turning in guns in the hood. So I don't know.
especially if you're someone that has a felony and you're not supposed to have one in the first place.
Exactly. Exactly. More arrests coming. Hollis Davidson, Auburn tight end, arrested on a felony drug charge. This is the third player to be arrested in July. And now he's starting to face all the prosecution part here in August, of course, following incidents involving linebacker D'Angelo Barber and wide receiver Malcolm Simmons on other charges. This got to lead to a broader discussion, y'all, about player responsibility and the guardianship that the coaches can give. I mean, a lot of these guys don't really have a male figure in their lives, and they come into college, on these scholarships. And I mean, I don't know, when we were growing up, I mean, at least the coaches seem to kind of take on a parental type role, but is it just not enough of actually coaches and coaches staff to reach every single player? Is that why we're having such an influx of this?
There's so many players. I mean, places. I'm gonna say this because we got 10 minutes, real quick. There's a lot of places that you can place blame in. Ultimately, you place the blame on the kid that made the bad decision. But with that said, coaches know when you looking at a player, you're going to delve into the background. You're going to figure out where this kid's coming from and what before you recruit them. But you're doing the homework too on what's going on with this kid. That's not something that's new. That's not something that just pops up. That's something that's been there for a while. So you gotta, and where you recruit the kid from, you don't want to stereotype the kid and say there's not a good kid coming from a bad area or something like that. But with that said, they're doing their homework. Sometimes they just turn a blind eye. Coaches will turn a blind eye because the kid's just that great on the field. They're just that good. The talent is going to trump whatever the issues are. We can work through the troubles and issues because I want to get you on the field. And also parenting. I mean, I don't know. All these kids might not have parents and are, but the parenting is the number one issue there. They got to be culpable as well for these types of things as well, and not hold these kids accountable, hold them accountable for their actions.
I don't know. I guess when you got coaches like Ohio State's women's basketball coach that got arrested back in May, you don't have, Coach McGuff, you don't have a lot to really look up to. And then, they tell you, your parents should have done the raising. At this point, you are a pre-adult. And like you guys said, back to the LSU situation, there's no way, AR-15s are not hideable. You're going to see these. And like, unless he comes up with an example where he fell under duress because they knew where he lived or whatever, and he felt like they would harm him if he didn't give them safe haven, that's the only defense I could think that his lawyer would come up with. These were supposedly violent people and they might strike again. That's about the only angle he could pull up with.
I just got to say this. I double down on the fact it's the parenting. We're all of us on this panel are 50 or over. Okay. We grew up in that time where our parents were strict with us and we might have did some things, go outside until the street lights came on and stuff like that kind of stuff. But I'm going to tell you something. Parents, when it came down to it, your parents were in your behind for things, and these days, because, don't beat the child and, child services will be on you and blah, blah, blah. You can't raise your kid the way you need to. Some kids I'm not saying some kids need to be beat. Okay. Cause that's going a little bit too far, but some kids do need physical discipline. Mm-hmm. I have 3 kids. My son was the only one that I had to have physical discipline with because he's stubborn. He's a boy. I could talk all kinds of stuff to my daughters and they would cry. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have to worry about any of that. I wouldn't touch them anyway because that's not my place as a father. That'd be their mom do that. But at the same time, you talk to your kids in a way that you love them in the same sentence as you're telling them, hey, that ain't cool. And you see the kids going out there, man, timeout, really? A timeout? I'll show you a timeout. I'll put my foot in your timeout. How about that?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do. You got to put foot in ass. I'm just saying, the discipline of these kids is the lack of discipline with these kids now is what is and then the football players, youngsters coming out here, I'm tired of these situations where, they didn't have this and they didn't have that. Well, you know what? Because the state or the country is not allowing you to raise your kid the way you want to raise your kid. It's bad.
Not just boys
anymore. You got a police officer that was what's the word I'm looking for, James?
Serving.
Died in a line of service. Okay.
Yeah.
And the point of the matter I'm trying to make is this dude, police officers and firefighters probably have the most dangerous jobs in the country besides our military. But you volunteer for that. just like you volunteer for police. But anyway, the point of the matter is they don't get paid like a football player gets paid. And it's just, this is how America is. It's so flip-floppy about stuff. You would think that you would pay somebody that puts their life in peril every day a good amount of money, so they would be out there. And it's amazing how humans take punishment, though. You got police officers and firefighters that go out there that don't make that much. I mean, they make money, but they don't make that much money. And they go out there and their life is on the line every day. Life is on the line every day. Football players don't have that. Yes, they can occur injuries. They can be paralyzed. Yes. But in the long run, you're not doing nearly what a police officer and a firefighter is for the pay that you're getting. No. And that's what this country is just so flip-floppy with that kind of stuff. It's been like this since the dawn this damn country was made. Anyway, so whatever.
Never enough pay, for any of that stuff. And then, but even with that, I know we got about 4 minutes left here. You can't even really say, it's discipline for, hi, Steve-O. You can't say it's discipline for just the guys, because you got Ruby Whitehorn from the University of Tennessee, women's basketball guard, was arrested and faced charges of aggravated burglary, and domestic abuse. She had a physical altercation where she kicked in the door and broke a mirror of someone, and she was a starter for their team. I mean, not just the bench riders, and this could have legal, very serious implications for the program of Tennessee, the Vols.
Yeah, it's kids in general. I'm not pointing out which gender.
I was saying it's a surprise because it used to just be boys or guys. It used to didn't be the girls. Now it's
girls don't care no more. It's this. I'm telling you, this whole generation is in a conundrum. You have. I'm not want to say that men have their place and women have their place. I don't want to sound sexist in that, but if people believe in a hierarchy of humans, okay, it's just like Keith. Keith always has to apologize because he says he doesn't think that women belong in like football and stuff like that, but refereeing and stuff like that is fine. And to a point, I agree with him because we're two physically different people.
The weaker vessel. That's in the word. That's how we were created.
Yeah, I mean, even if you don't have any type of religion, okay, it's
still there.
It's still there.
Yeah.
And now men have become weaker, and women have become stronger because somebody has put this in their mind. I'm not saying it's a bad thing either, but at the same time, it's who the hell is telling these guys to act like chicks?
Yeah.
And carry big bags.
It definitely happens. I mean, it's a sign of the culture. It's TikTok. It's social media. Monkey see, monkey do, because they're seeing it and they think that that's what you do. And it's magnifying it because social media is magnifying the social issues of our world. That's why it's called social media. All right, guys, we got about a minute and a half left here. Falcons still trailing 20-23, 3 minutes left. They're coming up on a 2-minute warning. I hope that the Titans can pull this out. I just, want the Titans to beat Atlanta. I don't care what game it is. All right, guys. So you guys have my preseason is tomorrow. This is the last week then, right? Or are there 3 preseason games?
There's 3 preseason games. So you got 2 more
normally
weeks.
4.
Well,
all right.
2 weeks, yeah.
Who you guys got next week? Have y'all looked? I know nobody really cares.
Well, tomorrow we're playing the Dolphins.
Okay.
Sunday we play the Jaguars.
Okay, Jags. All right, guys. So it's been a great show, of course. Bistrilla, JTrain, myself here. We thank everybody for likes, love, shares. We still kind of re-air this from time to time at 2 a.m. just to keep it going on YouTube and Facebook. So if you guys got in on the show a little bit late, I know some of you guys came in a little tardy for the party. We were here and we held it down. Make sure you guys are live with us tomorrow at 8 a.m. for the debate show with Jack, JTrain, and Bistrilla. And of course, Sunday morning with the big sports show with the whole crew of everybody. You never know who may pop in on there as well. And join us. Stay tuned right here. We have shows throughout the entire week. And with that, we bid you guys good night.
Peace.
Work and win a lose a man a winner, and that's for certain. Never take no program, cause me and me own dance. So me go and shot and shot and shot. Tell them I'm a winner, yeah. Pop up, don't not Jonah, turn in a sinner.